All right. Well, welcome to episode 1, technically, of this podcast.
Episode 1 of Change My Mind. No.
Episode 1. I don't want to do this anymore. So, what's this video you're watching, Danny, that you want to tell me about?
Yeah, I'm still watching it.
Okay, that's
I
very
started it on the
professional.
toilet,
Okay,
as professionals do.
right,
Um,
of course.
so as I was sitting there, dropping a load,
Uh-huh.
I was looking through Snapchat as one does on the toilet,
Sure.
and I went through the stories. You know how they had like all those news like videos, like, oh yeah, are you normal? Is this happening? You know, those
Right, I think
videos like
so.
that.
Yeah.
And it's of this guy. Uh, there's this woman. She's dressed in like sporty clothes, like a sports bra and like the Spank
Okay,
shorts,
right.
And
Can I ask you
it
something
starts off,
before you continue?
yeah, good.
Is this story going to get us in trouble?
No, no,
Okay.
it's not porn or anything.
Okay, good, good.
But she's laying down and he cracks an egg over her belly button.
Okay.
And he goes, so guys, I'm gonna show you what's inside your belly button. All this nasty stuff that's inside your
Oh my
belly button.
god.
And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, well, yeah, there's an egg in it. You just cracked an egg over her belly button.
Yeah,
And he gets like
that's
this weird, like, candle. It's called like an ear candle. Apparently, it's like a thing where
yeah,
you
I've heard
light
of
one
those.
end and it like sucks all the wax or whatever out of your
I
ear.
think I've heard of those, yeah.
And so he has her laying down and he cracks the egg over her belly button. And there's the egg yolk like sitting right on top of
Oh
her
my
belly
god.
button. And he's like, yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this this ear candle and puncture it through the yolk into your
Oh my
belly button
god, dude.
to, to see what's inside. And
What do you
all this
mean?
time I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yeah, there's egg inside her belly
Yeah,
button now.
there's a lot of the white part of an egg
So
inside
he
her.
lights, yeah, he lights it. And he's talking for like 5 to 7 minutes. He's like, "Yeah, you gotta let this heat up, and it sucks all the weird stuff out of your belly button." And she's sitting there. Her comments are so funny. She's like, "We didn't know what's inside my belly button. What's inside my belly button? Oh, I can feel stuff moving." You know,
Right,
and I'm
okay.
just like, "Yeah, because there's an egg in there."
Uh,
And he's like, "Yeah, you gotta. Once this is out, you gotta cut it in half, and I'll show you what's inside." She's like, "Yeah, okay. I want to see."
that's
And so,
funny as hell.
yeah, he's sitting there talking, and he cuts it in half and puts it out because it's still on fire at this point.
Sure, sure.
He's like, "All right, I'm gonna cut it in half with scissors," and then he takes the dullest scissors I've ever seen in my life,
Uh-huh.
and he's sitting there like gnawing on this like ear candle thing, like trying to get it to
That's
cut, and it's just not cutting.
right.
She's like, "What's inside?" He's like, "Well, I gotta cut it real quick."
Oh my god.
And he finally cuts it open, and of course, there's the egg, like the cooked egg yolk and stuff in the straw. I'm like, yeah, what a
Right.
surprise!
Yeah, who would have thought?
But yeah, it
That's
was
funny.
literally just egg and her belly button lint mixed together. That was it.
That's like one part funny and one part revolting.
It was kind of upsetting. I hate those. But they made me wait like 5 to 7 minutes to see what I already knew what was inside her belly button. But I
Wait,
continued watching it because
yeah,
I thought there was going to be something else, and there wasn't.
interesting. Why did you keep watching them? Oh, well, you just
Because
said
I
this.
invested like 5 to 7 minutes out of my time watching it. I
Okay,
had to get to the end.
and this was all while on the toilet.
Yeah. Well, 5 minutes of it was, and then I got up and sat down and was still watching it.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a fantastic story.
The things you see on Snapchat, man.
Honestly. Okay. So I have a little segment I have prepared
Oh, okay.
that I think you're gonna like. So basically,
Okay,
don't
before we get
use.
into this,
Okay.
I have something to pick with you.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Why did you change your branding without consulting me, Jimmy?
Well, here's the thing. Our old name, right?
Mm-hmm.
It felt too bulky and clunky, you know?
Okay.
And if you're asking why I did it without telling you, it's because,
Because
well,
I would have said maybe. Because I don't
yes.
give definite answers.
Yeah, you're the king of indefinite answers. So no matter what I do, you're just gonna say, I don't know, maybe. So if I just, either way, I wouldn't have got an answer from you. And that's why. You're welcome to hang out.
I finally decided to download Stellaris, by the way.
Yeah, I did too. So we're gonna be playing that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so continue on with your whatever your
alright,
segment.
my little segment. So don't use your phone or look this up. But I'm gonna go
Okay.
to the front page of Urban Dictionary. I'm gonna read off a
Okay.
definition, and you have to try, or a word, and you have to try and guess the definition.
Okay. This will be easy because I'm a genius.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a good attitude to have going in. All right,
Are
you ready?
these gonna be like strictly sexual positions, or is it
No,
just anything you come upon? Okay.
it's just the front page. Whatever's on the front page.
Okay.
All right. So the first word. This was added March of last year.
Okay.
Cornucopia. Sorry, I said that wrong. I immediately fucked up. The word is actually coronacopia.
Coronacopia.
Yes.
Okay. This is like a what do I assume? Just going off what a cornucopia is,
Right.
it's like a basket, right?
Uh-huh.
This is a cornucopia. It's a basket, and it's got like various infected things that are inside this basket, right?
Interesting.
Like someone that had the coronavirus coughed on, maybe licked, sucked on, whatever these objects, like infected them, and put them inside of a basket and gave it to somebody.
That's an interesting guess. It's. I think it's better than the actual definition
Okay.
because that's
What's the
just a.
actual definition?
Well, the actual definition is the growing volume of people and places that can give you the coronavirus.
No.
And to use it in a sentence, on the way home from work today, I had to avoid a whole cornucopia of disease.
All right.
That's current. I can
So
put
I would
hashtag
have went like a
coronavirus.
well the way they used it, I would have went like a Corona smorgasbord. Is what they were looking for.
Yeah, yeah. We should make
Like
our
a
own Urban
Corona board,
Dictionary.
or make a smorgas Corona or something like that.
Oh, it's a whole Corona heap out there.
Oh my
All
god.
right, the next word. You ready?
Yeah.
Voluntel.
Voluntel. Oh, I know exactly what this one is.
Oh,
It is when you expect somebody to do something that they're not really obliged to do. You know, uh they're not specifically required to do something.
uh-huh.
Like, hey, you should go help that person, you know? And they're like, no, I don't really want to help that person. But you're in like a higher, it's where you're in a higher position of someone, like a boss or something, and someone has to like clean the bathroom or something, and nobody wants to do it. That's when you, as a boss, you volunteer somebody to do it. You're like, well, I know that you don't have to do this, but you basically have to do this. You know what I mean? In
That's
quotation marks.
very funny. Because you know what? You're very close. You went a little too specific with this one. It's So the definition they give is voluntel is when you volunteer someone else to do something and then tell them to do it.
Yeah,
So you pretty much got it.
I basically said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
Okay. That's what you meant. I'm sure the last one is also what you meant. All right. Next word. You ready?
Hmm.
Uh, thinkiness.
What'd you say?
Thinkiness.
Anguinus?
Thinkiness.
Pink penis?
No, that's not what I said.
I
So you know
can't hear.
when you think of something,
Think. Okay, what was it?
thinkiness.
Thinkiness?
Yes, that's it.
Thinkiness. Like
Yeah.
think, and then Y-N-E-S? S?
Think I
Ah,
N E S S.
so thinkiness.
Yes.
Thinkiness. To think. It's when something requires a lot of thought.
Uh-huh.
It's a thinkiness subject. It's an adjective. Thinkiness.
Okay, well, you were you were very close. But this is the noun. No, you know what? This is an adjective. They mistitled it. So you were right with that. Thinkiness is the appearance of careful consideration, importance, substance, while lacking
While lacking what?
each of those things. So it's something
Oh,
that
so
doesn't
what
matter
I'm
at all.
doing, it's what I'm doing with these words.
Yes, yes. None of these words actually matter, but you're giving the appearance that you're carefully considering each one. That's thinkiness.
Thinkiness. It's not a word, but
Well, no, it's not a word.
that's what Urban Dictionary is all about.
Exactly. This is the
All right.
last one.
Okay.
This one is sober curious.
Sober curious.
Yeah.
I say this is. Let's put this. This is going to be another example
Okay.
to explain what I mean by this one.
Okay.
So let's say a woman.
Oh, okay.
She's with her other female friends,
Okay.
and she gets a little tipsy, right? She gets a little drunk,
Sure. Yeah.
and she makes out
Whoa.
with her friend, right?
Okay.
And that's with her being not so sober. That's with her being inebriated, right? So she's a
Right.
little her sexuality is a little skewed when it comes to her drunkenness. But let's say that she wasn't so drunk that she doesn't remember. She
Oh,
remembers what happened. And so while she's sober the next day, she's like, Am I bi? Am I a lesbian?
that
And
is
that's exactly what sober curious
that's
is.
again, that's better. That's a better that's far better than the actual definition.
And it can go both ways. It can be a guy and another guy,
Of
or
course, yeah.
it's the
This is a
same sex.
unisex.
Yeah, it's just the sober curious, like, oh, maybe I am that way,
Right.
you know?
Okay. Well, I like that one better. But the definition
Okay.
they give is when you're curious about staying sober for more than a few days, but you're not willing to not drink yourself into oblivion.
So this word is used for alcoholics.
Yes, it's like, should I drink? Yeah, I might as well. It's pretty much that.
All right. That was
Uh,
good. I enjoyed
yeah,
that.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. That can be like a segment we have, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
So
you have anything prepared? Okay, yeah,
I started the thing actually very recently. I think it was actually today that I started it.
Mhm.
Um, you don't want your thoughts on it. I
Sure.
started. So I was browsing YouTube.
Start masturbating.
I only do that twice every day. No, no. So I
Oh
was
my
watching.
god.
I was watching. I was watching YouTube, and I came across these videos of like journaling, uh,
Okay.
like having a journal, like keeping it, whatever. So,
Right.
uh, I don't know if you've heard of him. His name's Clark Clergy. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, that's the guy that works for the uh, Planet News, right?
I'm not too sure who he
The
is. He
suit, the
just has a
Superman.
YouTube channel. Oh, he
He's
did have like a Superman costume on in one of his videos.
right. He is Superman, right? That's who.
That's Clark Kent.
Oh, oh, my bad.
Oh my god. Were you trying to make a joke there?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
so I was watching his YouTube videos about the journal. I was like, yeah, let me do this journal stuff. Let me keep a journal like
So
Arthur
your
Morgan.
journal,
And
like Arthur
um,
Morgan, yeah.
so I started a journal. And it was kind of morbid how they want you to
Oh,
start it out. It was like you got to count how many days you have left to live.
oh my God. What the hell?
And I have like somewhat of like 23,725 days or something like that left to live. And this is going off like a
How do you
90.
know that?
This is going off like a 90-year like lifespan. Of course, I'm probably not going to live till 90, but hey,
I mean,
that's being optimistic, I guess. Um,
sure.
it starts off with that, and
Okay.
then like the front page is like supposed to be quotes and stuff about lessons that you should follow during the year. Uh,
Like
and
what?
then the back page, it's um, like like a quote from someone or something like that. Like there's a
Can you
quote
give
that
me
I
a
put.
quote?
Yeah, that's a quote that I put down. It said, "No one knows who you truly are besides yourself."
That's beautiful.
And so that's.
Is that Johnny Silverhand or?
I actually don't know who that was, but
Oh,
I'm sure it's someone, but that's what I just came up
well,
with on the top of my head. I'm sure
one of our
someone
few
wrote it.
viewers will tell us.
Yeah, yeah. One of our 3 or 4 viewers will
Yeah.
let us know. Uh, but yeah, it's
That's
pretty
nice, man.
cool. I like it so far. It's kind of inspirational.
That's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should start a journal too. We
I
can
actually already
be
have a journal,
journal buddies. Oh, well, look at that.
so we are journal buddies now.
How's your journal? How do you have
It's
your journal set up?
I have it basically set up. What I do is
Is
whenever
it more like a diary?
yes,
Like you write
yeah.
in it every day? Oh, okay.
I don't write in it every day. I write in it when I feel like it,
Yeah.
which isn't very often. But it's nice. It's got my name on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
That's
nice.
that's cool.
Yeah. And so
When
we
was your recent journal entry?
let me see. Let me.
Uh, oh man, I
All
think
right,
I'm
I
gonna have
have
a
it.
shot of whiskey while listening to this.
Oh, sure. I have it right here. So my most recent one was January 5th, 2022.
Okay, so about 3 days ago.
Yeah. And before that, I was actually coming up with band names for. It's not important. But basically, I wrote a list of band names here. I went around, got people's opinions, and got check marks next to the one that had the most likes, right?
Uh-huh.
So, like, if there's a check mark next to it, that means a person liked that one the most.
Okay.
And out of all of them, and I thought I had some good ones, you know, out of all of them, the one that was most liked was my joke name. The one I put on there is like the control, because I was like, no one's going to pick this one,
Uh-huh.
which is Soup Tree.
Soup tree?
Yeah, Soup Tree. The most people that I asked like Soup Tree,
Okay.
and second to
Why?
that was what?
Why?
Why did they like Soup Tree?
Yeah.
I have no clue. I didn't ask that. I just asked which of these do you like, and they're like, I like Soup Tree. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Second to that was Life Takes Flight, which was also a joke one because that's a reference to a Bill Clinton quote
Oh.
where he said like I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something like "Life takes flight." Here, let me see if I can.
Is that like right after he had sex with Monica Lewinsky?
It very well could
Life
have
takes flight.
been.
I can't do a Bill Clinton impersonation.
Life takes flight. I can't either. Um,
I thought you had one. I thought you had a band name or a band suggestion that was Titmouth.
yeah, yeah, Titmouth. That was yeah, that was a funny one. I even had like one of my friends draw up a little album art for it.
Heck yeah.
Um, so I thought that was kind of funny. I can't find the quote, but it's a really funny quote. You're just gonna have to take my word for it.
Okay.
Um, so how was your day, bud? Okay, I found it. I found the quote. The quote
Okay.
is, "This is by, this is not by Clinton. This is by George W. Bush."
Very two different people.
Sure, sure. So the quote is, "Families is where a nation finds hope, where wings take dream."
Where wings take dream.
Yeah,
Oh my
isn't that fantastic?
god. Was he half drunk when he wrote that?
I think
When he
he made
said
them.
it?
Do anything interesting recently? How's your weekend?
Very boring.
I imagine.
I finished my book.
Lord of the Rings.
Yep. The Fellowship of the Ring, starting the
Can we get
second
a
one.
Can we get a book review?
A book review.
Yeah, what'd you
Uh
think?
I think that it is very different than what I was expecting.
What's this
It
character you do?
This is my book review Bob.
Okay, very good, very good.
Book
Continue.
review Brandon.
Okay, interesting.
I find
Continue.
that the Fellowship of the Ring was a lot different than I thought it would be. I watched the movie like like 10 years ago, and it was nice to read the book. I think
Uh,
it's a good read.
You'd recommend it.
Yeah,
That's nice.
it's a nice, easy read. There's not a lot of words that I had to look up. Uh, it's very good if you like medieval or fantasy.
Okay, what? So, as a person that doesn't like hobbits, would you recommend the book to me?
Yeah.
Really?
It
Okay.
focuses. It's weird. It focuses a lot on Frodo Baggins. I'm sure you know who Frodo Baggins is.
I do. But why don't
Okay,
you elaborate
the
for the
Hobbit.
viewers?
Frodo Baggins is a hobbit that
What's a
uh,
hobbit?
the short person.
I think they prefer to be called little people.
Which is weird. Little people. Which is weird is that in the movies, right? The hobbits are like taller than the dwarves. You know,
Right.
I'm not sure if you've seen the movie, but like the hobbits are taller than the dwarves in the movies. But in the
Okay.
book, the hobbits are actually shorter than dwarves, like half
Oh,
the dwarves'
really?
height. Like the hobbits are like 2 to 4 foot tall,
That's interesting.
which is weird. A 2 foot tall human being. Well, not a human,
Yeah.
but a being. 2 foot tall being.
So the hobbits are 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
very
not sure
interesting.
how. It doesn't. I don't. It doesn't say how tall Frodo or Bilbo are, but it says that they're shorter than the dwarves, which are the dwarves are like 3'5" or something like that.
That's nuts.
But yeah,
That's interesting.
uh, focuses on Frodo and the ring that, the one ring that rules them all.
What
But
does this
in
ring
the
do?
book, well, the ring does a lot of stuff, from giving its wearer visions of the future,
Oh,
uh, makes you invisible when you wear it.
right.
Turns a lot of people evil, which is why they're on a quest to destroy the ring before big bad guy Sauron retrieves it.
I'd want to.
Huh?
I'd want to destroy it.
You'd want to destroy it?
Yeah, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
But the book, it it's kind of like half focused on Frodo and half focused on uh the other people in the party. So it's not all about hobbits.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I actually I don't want to spoil the ending of the first book.
I think it's been out long enough.
All right, spoiler alert if you haven't read The Hobbit
Yeah,
or
step
haven't
forward
read
like a few minutes.
if you haven't read the first book of the Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
The ending, I just finished it and it was funny. There's a character that kind of reminds me of the character you came up with, Chimney, your Chimney Rune character.
Really?
His name's Boromir.
Oh yeah, I know
And
Boromir.
yeah, he's this like rough and rugged, like son of a king type dude. And he Frodo goes off because uh he's like trying to decide if he wants to go with the rest of the uh I think they call it companions, the rest of the companionship to the town that Boromir's father like
Which
runs.
is this is like the crossover to Skyrim, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
And it's either he goes east and goes to Mount Doom and destroys the ring, or he goes with the group and helps the group fight Sauron's army. And he's like, all
Interesting.
right, well, I need to be alone to think about what to do. So Frodo runs off, and then Boromir comes up a few minutes later. He's like, oh, hey, Frodo. He's like, so, what are you gonna do with the ring? And Frodo's like, well, I don't know yet. I'm afraid. And Boromir's like, give me the ring, and he like attacks Frodo. Boromir's like, we can use this ring for good. We can destroy Sauron with it and have the power for ourselves. And Frodo's like, well, it turns people evil and it should be destroyed. And Boromir's like, you fool, you idiot, give me the ring. And so he attacks
You
Frodo.
foolish
And
boy.
Frodo puts, yeah, Frodo puts on the ring and then hightails it out of there.
Interesting. I wonder why it didn't turn Frodo evil then.
It's so it doesn't like it's weird because the ring it's a little bit explained, but it's probably gonna get further explained in the other books. But
Okay.
he doesn't. Gandalf tells him to not put the ring on as much as he can, because every time you put on the ring, that's when the ring can influence the user or the bearer.
So did Boromir put on the ring?
No, it has like it's weird because
Okay.
the ring also has like this aura and like can mess with people's
So
minds
this
and
ring
stuff.
is pretty much just like it has certain powers when those powers are needed.
Yeah, whenever the ring decides, hey, you know what? Let's fuck with some people.
Okay.
It decides.
Interesting.
But yeah. It's a very gruesome story.
I imagine.
Like the ring, they were telling the story about the ring, and there's this one. Oh, I can't remember his name. I think his name was Isrelod or something like that. He
Okay.
had the ring because he cut the ring off of Sauron's finger, and that's how Sauron was defeated.
Wait,
But he cuts the ring off
I
of
thought
Sauron's finger,
Sauron.
and
I thought he was just like a big eye.
no, no. So Sauron was an actual like being.
Okay.
I don't know what he is yet. It didn't tell us, but I'm guessing he was like some type of elf. Because Sauron made he made all the rings, is what it said. But he made this one ring to like control all the other rings because he wanted power. And
Interesting.
he made the one ring specifically for him. So that's why it's like more powerful and evil and all this shit. But
Right.
the guy cuts off his finger and the ring was like holding his power. Oh yeah, the ring also has this thing where when you wear it, it like prolongs your life, so you never die. As long as you're in possession of this ring, you
Oh,
don't
really?
die from like old age. You can probably still die from like natural causes or something. I don't know.
Huh.
Well, I don't know. It because what I'm about to say is the guy that like cut the ring off of Sauron's finger, Sauron like evaporated after that because he didn't have the ring on, I guess.
Okay.
But the Isprelod guy, he like had the ring and he was like escaping orcs, and the ring kind of has like a mind of its own. So he like jumped into a river, and the ring like slipped off his finger, and then the orcs like shot like 20 arrows into it and killed
That's
him,
wow.
and the ring was lost, and that's how Gollum found it. But
Very
yeah,
interesting. Very interesting. Very peculiar. A very. It's a very popular story, though.
yeah, it's good.
That's nice.
Of
That's
course, the
good.
movie leaves out a bunch of stuff in the book, so
Oh, okay.
it's very sad when Boromir. Oh yeah, Boromir dies, but it's
Just throwing
very
that out.
sad. But yeah,
Okay.
it's nice. It's nice to read the books if you like. Uh, I don't know how to word this. If you like looking at and like experiencing the relationships between characters and how they actually are, you know,
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying.
because the movie kind of like skips over. It doesn't really like delve into each character as deep as the books would.
Right.
But
Well, they don't have as much time, right? So,
yeah, they don't. They're on time restrictions, which is fine.
right. Even though like those movies are like 4 hours long or something.
You shall not pass. I got to that point in the book, and it made me realize I'm not sure if it's "You shall not pass" in the movie, or if we're just misremembering it. But because in the book it's like Gandalf says "You cannot pass," so I'm not sure if they changed it in the
Oh,
movie or if we're just misremembering it. But yeah, he's like
uh,
"You cannot pass."
that's interesting.
Yeah,
So, huh. I wonder. I'm pretty positive it's "You Shall Not Pass," but maybe it's one of those like, what's it called?
the Mandela effect.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those things.
Mandela
Man,
Mandela effect.
Mandela.
Yeah, maybe it is one of those, or maybe, you know, the movie just has the different quote.
That could be. That very well could be.
Yeah,
Um,
in the book also, they speak. It's more old tongue, kind of old English than what's in the movie. Like in the movie, it's kind of like modern English, you know. But in the
oh,
book, it's kind of older English.
do they say things like "Ye Old
It's not.
Tavern"?
No, it's not that old, but
Uh,
it's they put like they phrased things differently,
oh, okay.
and they don't really compound their words, you know, like how we say I don't know, they say I do not know.
I do not know.
I do not know. I
Huh.
cannot bear this ring. But yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard a review of Lord of the Rings. Mainly because I'm not looking for one. But I'm happy you gave us one.
Yep.
Would you like to talk about the state of Rockstar?
Oh my god. Sure, you go. You start us off.
Alright, well, first off, Rockstar, because I know you listen. I'd like to congratulate you on yet another release of GTA 5. Um,
Expanded enhanced edition.
yeah, it looks so much different, and looks like there's going to be so much new stuff. Um, however, as a Red Dead fan, I kind of have to wonder what you're thinking. How many years has it been since it came out? 4 or
Came out
something?
in 2018.
Yeah, so like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's worse than when it came out. I
How so?
Well, because you know how like let me put it this way: it's Christmas Day. You asked for a new video game, and your parents give you like a knockoff for the wrong console. You kind
Okay.
of have to be like, oh, this is nice, but at the same time, you're like, well, this isn't what I asked for, and also I can't use this. This doesn't bring me anything, right?
Mhm.
So I like to think of it like that when I think of Red Dead Online, because like I can't. At least when it started, there was so much looking up. There's so much to anticipate. Things were looking good because they already got it right with GTA Online. I mean, that's pretty good. It's pretty fun stuff. But with Red Dead Online, they kind of dropped the ball. They either just released the same thing a dozen times, which is all they know how to do now, apparently, or I don't know, just gave benefits for what was already there.
Do you think they're do you think they're following the Bethesda model with Skyrim? Do you think
Of
they're just gonna
course,
keep releasing GTA 5?
of course. I mean, look what happened with um, Fallout 76. It's okay now, right? It's not. It's like a decent game. But when it came out, it was like horrible. Nobody wanted to play that. And even now, it's like it's off a battle pass system, which is what every game is doing now. Even though I hate that system of like, you can buy the battle pass or you can just waste days of your life trying to earn it. Um,
So what's
yeah.
wrong with Red Dead?
What's wrong with Red Dead? What's not wrong with Red Dead? I mean, every mission they come out with, even if they do come out with new stuff, it's just more of the same. It's just go here, shoot that, and that's it, and get money. Like, not enough money to buy anything. Um, every time there's like something good, like there used to be like you got a gold bar a day, right, for the things,
Uh-huh.
and then they just kind of told everyone to go fuck themselves and nerf that, even though that wasn't even that much to ask for. They haven't had a new update, like anything new in like a year.
What about Blood Money update though?
It was so shitty. It was like it was practically the same as all the bounty hunting stuff. You just go here, get that, shoot a bunch of guys, and that's it. It's the same system. They need new ideas, but I think it may be
They
too
have
late.
plenty of ideas though, like an outlaw role, where you rob banks, rob NPCs and trains.
Right, they
There's
have
a
plenty of
there's a whole
ideas.
bunch of ideas out there. They just don't do
They
it.
don't do anything good, and I fear it may be too late for them. I think people are starting to realize.
I think Red Dead is basically in the title. It's dead now. I
Yeah,
mean, we played today, and there was like what 2 other people in our whole lobby.
yeah, and I didn't even run into them. I think, I
A
hope it
lobby that's
has
supposed to
its
have like what 32 people.
right. Yeah, I hope Red Dead Online has its redemption, but I fear it won't. Maybe that's what this whole thing's been about. It's just a big joke, so that they can say, "Look, we've redeemed it." Oh, I see what you did there.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, but I don't think it's.
You
I
don't.
don't.
You're telling me you don't like how GTA has a big tuners update that was actually their small update, and then they had another giant
Yeah,
update with fucking Dr. Dre in
I
it.
mean, what was that?
Meanwhile, Red Dead gets, oh, here's a
Here's some
free can of
horse
beans.
stimulant. Yeah, here's something
Here's
you
some
can't use.
here's some side missions that no one gives a shit about.
The
Happy
thing about
Gateway.
it, yeah, really. The thing about it is they're modeling it towards so that new players can get stuff, right?
Yeah.
But nobody new was playing it because everybody that is playing it currently is saying, "Oh, this is just a shitty game," because it is.
And the new players, once they they're not new anymore, Rockstar fucks them over. They don't get anything.
Exactly.
Like I am what level 250 something, and Rockstar's like, oh here's a free voucher for a gun. When I literally have every gun in the game by that point.
Yeah, you need new stuff. You can't just keep coming out with discounts and shit. Oh,
Yeah.
limited time clothing. I already have all of
Mm.
it.
Which I think limited time clothing is a scam. Like
Yeah,
just keep it in the game. Why are you like putting content in the game and then just removing it the next week?
honestly, it doesn't even make. This does it's.
But it's so cool to have something that other players probably don't get the chance to have.
They're gonna
It's
have
not.
the chance though in
It's
like
not cool at
a
all.
week.
It's dumb.
It's done.
Just leave the content in the game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Any. Let's talk about something happy now. uh, what's a fun game you've been playing?
uh, Deep Rock Galactic.
That is a fun game. We've been playing a bit of that.
We've been playing it together.
Yeah, that is a good
Just
game.
mining, killing aliens.
It's such a simple concept,
Yeah,
but it's executed
unlocking
so well.
cosmetics and other
Yeah,
guns.
that's what I can handle, right? I like the unlocking thing, where the higher you get in level, the more you unlock.
I also like the other stuff that they put in the game that's not like necessarily part of the game, but it's something you can do, like that that like soccer little thing that you can
Yeah,
you can put in the lobby, and then the different drinks, and they have different side effects. I thought that was
yeah,
pretty cool.
that's
They didn't
fun as
have to
hell.
put that in the game. They just
No,
put it in there to be goofy, and I actually like that.
yeah, I like the goofy stuff in games. It's always the best. Like, and that's a pretty old game, I think.
Yeah, I think it just came out for PlayStation not too long ago, but I'm pretty sure it was like already out on PC and maybe Xbox. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I remember watching some YouTubers play it quite a while ago. But yeah, fun game. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Mm.
Give it a 9 out of 13 stars.
I will give it a 2 out of 2 turtle doves.
Oh, that's sweet. I'll give it a 3 wings out of 4.
There you go. That'll be our system.
Okay, yeah. The amount of wings something gets.
From 0 to 4 wings,
Right.
you give a 3 out of 4 wings to Deep Rock Galactic.
Yes. Um,
I give it a yeah. I'd also give it 3 out of 4 wings.
you'd give it 3 out of 4
Maybe
wings.
maybe even 4 out of 4 wings,
Wow.
depending on the future of the game.
How so?
Well, you know, it just came out for PlayStation, so it's like season 1 of PlayStation. But I
Oh,
may
I see what
stick
you're saying.
around for more seasons,
Yeah,
just to see what it does.
I'm invested. What about Insurgency Sandstorm, huh?
I haven't really been playing that much. I mean, I did like the console release of it though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's actually nice to have a different, FPS than Call of Duty or Battlefield that have just been going downhill in the recent years.
Right. That's a good point.
I feel like the excuse me, I feel like the tactical FPS genre of gaming that's coming to console is actually going to eventually outshine Call of Duty and Battlefield. You know,
I hope so.
Insurgency Sandstorm's great. It doesn't run that well on, the old generation consoles, but or current gen. I guess next gen is
Yeah, I guess
PS5
so.
and all that. But it runs pretty decently. 30 I mean it's 30 FPS, but
It's not bad.
it's a good game.
Yeah,
No,
I can play
I'll
on that.
deal with 30 FPS and a fun game than 60 FPS Call of Duty and literally the same thing every match.
I'll deal with 30 FPS on Insurgency Sandstorm instead of 60 FPS, and I'm going somewhere and shooting someone and having my horse killed.
Yep. Uh, Another game that I've been recently enjoying is Ready or Not. The game's great. It's
Yes,
a SWAT game.
I've seen you been playing that. What's that about?
Well, you're a member of a SWAT team and you go into different maps and buildings and basically arrest suspects. And if they shoot at you and they don't want to surrender, then you can either take them down non-lethally or you can, fire back with your lethal guns. You get to, there's civilians in the map that uh, you gotta arrest for your safety, and then there's some doors are trapped with flashbangs or various explosives that kill you automatically if you like slam through the door.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's fun. It's early access right now, and I hope that they get all the funding that they need to make the game great.
I hope so too. So how many wings would you give it?
Ready or not, that's 4 out of 4 wings for
Oh,
me.
wow. Okay.
That is, it's just a different environment than what I'm used to in the shooter genre, the FPS genre. It's going as, I think, from what the developers are doing with it, it's going as one of the games that like go for like shock value and like suspense and like intensity. It's like you don't know what's on the other side of that door. Could be anything, and you can die in an instant. It's like one
Right.
shot, 1 to 3 shots. You can die. It's like real life.
Yeah,
Kind of why I like it. It's like a little absurd. You don't know what's gonna happen,
I see. That
but it's
does sound
fun.
nice. It sounds fun.
I hope eventually. I'm not sure if current gen can handle it, current gen consoles, but eventually, hopefully, they have a console release once
Yeah,
the game gets further down in development. That would be real fun to play with your buds on console.
for sure. I'd be down. It
And
sounds
it's
like a
like
fun
this
game.
dark, it's like this dark, gritty environment, right? But if you want, you can just mess around with your buds. You can choose to tase everybody in the room if you want. You can choose to shoot people with pepper ball guns.
So is it like open world then, or
No, it's like mission. It's like mission based.
okay?
It's real cool because in the like when you load into a lobby, you get to choose your missions, and it gives you like a briefing of what's going on
Oh, that's
before you
nice.
like actually go in. It's kind of cool.
That is cool. So 4 out of 4 wings. Huh?
Yep, 4 out of 4 wings. Very intense game that I enjoy to play.
That's nice.
Excuse
Um, I'd like to give a review of the Guardians of the Galaxy game because I've been playing that.
me. Okay.
It's a fantastic game. I'd like to say. Um, the soundtrack is fantastic. Not only the 80s music that they put in it, but as well as just the score of like the environment, soundtracks and stuff. It's all beautiful. The game is beautiful. It looks great. Very cool, um, very cool environments, which is to be expected from like a space game, right? Because they always have like cool stuff. Uh, I was a little taken aback. Not taken aback. That's not the correct. I was a little hesitant, let's say, about the characters in the story because it looked like it was just going to be the characters from the movie, right? Which felt a little weird. But no, they're not completely unrelated to those characters. They're like kind of similar in some cases, but it is its own world, its own universe, and these are unique characters. They all blend together well. It's a very funny story, very funny dialogue.
So
The only
you would
thing,
attribute the characters to more as their comic versions rather than the
no,
movie.
no, not at all. They're definitely more movie related, but with some story aspects and background stuff to the comic book characters. Um, if that makes any sense.
Uh-huh.
But very funny stuff. The only thing I don't like about it much is there are periods in the game where you're just walking a lot. There's just a lot of walking sometimes, which is nice to take in the environment, I guess, but it's kind of boring a little bit. But the
Is
game
there any
kind
like is there any character development when you're walking or anything?
yes, and that's what I was just about to say is that the game kind of makes up for it with all the way the characters interact with each other and how they talk with each other. Like I was walking on a planet, and Rocket, the raccoon, said to me, he says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second, Star-Lord, Peter?" And Peter's like, "Yeah, sure." And the others go ahead, and he starts saying like, "This isn't a spoiler, by the way." Um, he starts going like, "Peter, I'm dying. I don't know how much longer I have to live." And Peter's like, "Oh, what the hell, man? I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, is there anything I?" And then Rocket starts laughing, and then Star-Lord's like, "What the hell? Was that just a joke?" He's like, "Yeah, you should have seen the look on your face." So there's like really interesting. Each character has their very own unique personality, and it's nice. 3.5 out of 4 wings.
Any other video game news you want to cover there, Chimney?
Let me think. Video game news. Huh?
What about the recent release of Call of Duty Vanguard and Battlefield?
Hmm. Okay, well, Battlefield. It may be better now. I've seen some gameplay of it, like currently, and it looks okay. But me and you, we played on release. It was
Yeah.
absolutely garbage.
It was so bad.
It was the worst FPS I may have ever played.
I played it for one day, like probably what 2-3 hours, and then I
Yeah,
just uninstalled it the next day.
yeah, same.
It was so bad.
Call of Duty Vanguard. I liked the multiplayer. It was okay. It was more the same though. There was nothing really new.
Yeah,
Um, Zombies. I always like zombies. You can't really go wrong with zombies.
yeah.
Uh, if you're into that wave-based stuff, which I am. Battlefield, I'd give 0 wings. There's
That's a little
nothing to fly
harsh.
on. Well, it was harsh on my soul because I was very excited for it. I was like, yes, this is going to be it. And then it wasn't it.
I'll give it one. I'll give it half a injured turtle dove wing.
Interesting. Okay. What's good about it?
uh, I liked the. Well, that's gonna be a tough question because it's all pretty bad. But I mean, I did play a little bit. I did play like for an hour or so, and you know. Uh, I guess the only redeeming quality it has is playing with your buds, but literally every other video game you play with your buds to
Yeah,
make it
that's
better. So
true. So
I
I guess
wouldn't
the
say
fact
it's
that it has a
like,
multiplayer function.
yeah, I wouldn't say that it's just it gets no rating, but it definitely doesn't get a higher rating than half a wing. Just for the mere fact that I got to play with my friends
Sure.
for a
And I think,
short time.
yeah, very short. Um, Vanguard though, I'd give it a 2 out of 4 wings. One bird.
Yeah, it was very average when it comes to Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I feel
it
like
was
the multiplayer was more like how Call of Duty should be played. You know, running around with your head cut off and just chaotic gunfire.
true.
The zombies was a little. I liked it, but it wasn't like the original zombies experience with wave based. So
No, yeah, I do
it
like the
wasn't
original
as
round.
fun as the original zombies experience.
Right. Yeah.
Or
I
not original, more like the classic zombies experience, I should say.
yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that's well put. So what'd you say for that one? What'd you give that?
2 out of 4 wings.
Okay. One bird.
one turtle dove.
Okay. That's not bad. Could be better. Could be worse.
Yep. Campaign wasn't great.
You didn't like the campaign?
No.
Interesting. I found it okay.
Nah. It was just stories about people that I didn't really care about.
No, okay. So, yeah, I get that. Like Woods could have been in it. Didn't it say he served in World War II or something?
No, I
Or
think
am
he
I
was
just
born in like
misremembering?
the 50s or 60s.
Yeah, okay.
No, maybe he was born in the late 40s or the 50s,
He
somewhere
fought in
around there.
Vietnam. I know that.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's pretty good.
How long have we been going for?
Almost an hour now. We're almost at the hour mark. We have 3 minutes left to film. More like 2 minutes, actually. Um,
I say, I say that maybe one of these days we can play some Jackbox. That'd be fun.
yeah, and
Some
that can be like,
Jackbox with our viewers,
yeah, that'd be great.
with
Once we
our
get a bunch of
Discord group.
viewers. Yeah, yeah.
That reminds me. Did you ever? Are you going to put our Discord group in the description and stuff?
Should I?
Yeah, I feel like you should at least put it somewhere in the description. If they want to
Okay.
join the turtle doves.
If they want to be an
which
official,
which makes me to my next question. We need to come up with a uh,
a name,
a title for our followers.
right?
For our group.
Like Markiplier has. I don't think he has a name. Actually. That was a
Yeah,
bad example.
like PewDiePie has the bros.
Right, right,
And uh, you know, just various YouTubers have their audience name something.
right. What's so we need to come up with a name for them?
Yeah,
Um,
we should do it before the end of this podcast.
all right, wait, 1 minute.
Or maybe we can,
We can run a little long. It's okay.
yeah, we we could, we could brainstorm, and then next podcast
That might be nice. Have a little
we
time to
could
think about
even discuss it during next podcast and see what our viewers comment and see if
it. Our
they,
four
you know,
viewers,
yeah, our 4 viewers, our
our
strong
strong
backbone,
community. Yeah, we
will
have four
discuss.
vertebrae.
We're a very
Well,
thick animal. It's very four thick vertebrae.
right, yeah. Well, any closing remarks?
um, no.
Okay. Well, it's been nice. Uh, how do we do an outro?
Huh?
How do we do an outro?
Should we do an outro? Or how? What'd you say?
Yeah.
How?
How?
Thanks for joining an evening with the Turtle Doves.
We hope to fly again with you soon.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Take
All right.
flight in our flock next time. Saturday.
Yes. Uh, have a good night.
Good night to all.